And welcome to another episode of DIOTALK. I'm Dio. Let's talk. My guest today is an award-winning filmmaker. Ladies and gentlemen, give a warm welcome to Zay Rodriguez. Welcome to the show, bro. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. Thanks for having me once again. It's always a pleasure to.
It's always an honor to have you on, man.
Thank you. Definitely, it's a pleasure to be on here with you. Yeah, definitely looking forward to this one.
Yeah, man. You've been. First of all, congrats on your award for the breakup, which was an awesome, well shot and produced film. I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
How was that experience for you?
It was quite challenging, to say the least, because I'm used to being on sets where I'm not the cinematographer for one. The production is a little bit different because the cinematographers who I collaborate with, they use a DSLR camera, which those are cameras that are for cinematography. So
correct.
Being on the set, that was a little bit different, with less crew, less equipment. It was only me, my buddy Glenn, the actor Matthew, and my tripod and the phone. It was quite challenging because it was my first mobile
Correct.
Experience shooting a film mobily. So but it was a lot of fun. I learned several things being on that set.
I can imagine it was definitely intimate. Just top three people shooting that. I gotta give you kudos because the lighting within the film is perfect. Okay. You wouldn't tell that you recorded it unless you said it was with a phone. Like you wouldn't tell.
Okay. Yes. Well, thank you. Because we didn't use any actual lighting, because in different sets you have to, it's not just about the video or the audio, it's also about the lighting too. So going in there, I use basically the minimal amount of equipment. Basically we worked with natural lighting. I believe it was cloudy that day, so that kind of gave us some room to play and set the tone of the film, because it's about a breakup, and breakups aren't
glamorous.
So glamorous.
And it's very hurtful.
Yeah, it's very dreadful. And so I think the lighting that we had naturally, and just the lighting that the phone had picked up really was compatible.
Got it. Was it long to film or edit?
So to film it, we shot one day. It was a 1 day shooting schedule. Wow. A couple of hours. And then to edit, it took me about 3 days, because everything was all on the phone. So I shot on the phone. I used a third party called Filmmaker Pro. I highly recommend that app for anyone that's interested in learning and beginning to.
So you did a full feature on the phone?
A full
editing process.
Editing thing on the phone.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
That's amazing. Because I've read and I've met people that actually shot everything on the phone, but then they'll use a software.
Yeah.
They'll branch it out to the laptop, computer, whatever they have, and edit it right there. So wow, that's very. Oh, kudos to you, man! Doing big things.
Thank you. Yeah, it was just a lot of lessons to learn, and it was just really cool to not just only be able to film using a versatile tool like the iPhone, but also to edit, to get the opportunity to have an app where you pay $30 just to get the app itself, and
which is way less than one of these big software programs.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be able to get that to be that versatile and just share, content from the phone. It's just, it's a different, it's a different
I can imagine you were like basically on your phone like this, like,
yeah, trying to
it
like
could be, it could be yeah, it could be difficult and challenging, but you got the job done.
Yes, I did. I'm proud, I'm proud to have done, been able to show that, you don't necessarily need, so much expensive equipment, which although, iPhones are expensive,
Yeah.
To make a movie, if I can do it, anyone can do it. We all carry this versatile tool in our pockets every day. And who's to think that correct. You can make
yes
a film, a podcast, anything, that people are gonna be entertained and watch and want to watch.
Correct. 100% correct.
Yeah.
Was it because I remember the first time you came on the show, I think it was episode 45, that you were thinking about you were gonna go on some type of hiatus and write a script or something like that, and then you were thinking about shooting on your phone. Is this the project that came from that time, that idea?
So no, the idea is what I always wanted to execute. And at that time, it started off as an idea, and I just didn't really follow through with it at the time. And so now was the time, we'll say the perfect timing to get back to it, because I found myself at a standstill where I'm like, okay, what's next? And so I wanted to branch out to do different things and other things. And I decided, let me just branch out with the idea of mobile filmmaking. I've never done it before. It's always something that intrigued me. So, I basically caught up with a writer who, Steve Meredith, who's been writing basically all of the screenplays that I've been producing so far. And, one thing led to another, and I chose the actor, location, the date, the timing, and the rest is history. Yeah,
you did it yourself.
Yep.
Wow. So somebody else wrote the script, or was it you?
Yes.
Okay. No. So when you the first time you read the script, like, did you or initially imagined, did it click?
Yes, it definitely clicked, because it's a relatable topic. We've all been through breakups. Either we've been the one being broken up with, or we're the villain in somebody's story, and we ended up breaking up with them. It's very relatable, and it's also just something that was very simple, but also easy to kind of manifest into a film. It didn't need so much dialogue. It just needed a good story to kind of shoot visually, so that way we can get the message across. And I think we did that right.
Yeah, I think so too. I think for a short film, it was done very well. I can't. I don't have any bad feedback. It was I'm surprised that you were able to create so much with just the phone.
Yeah,
so much potential. So much potential.
There is a lot of potential, and once again, it's me going in. I'm gonna be honest. I had a little bit of cold feet, because again, I've been on sets with 10, 40 plus crew members, and I've seen those expensive DSLR cameras and the lights. It's a different ball game compared to mobile filmmaking. But with mobile filmmaking, once again, it's a versatile tool. The iPhone, the phones are versatile tools to get creative and tell the stories you want to tell, and feel good about it, and just share it with the world, whether people are going to love it, whether people are going to hate it. It's still something that you truly believe in. And I truly believe that we've all been through, breakups and um, when people see it, they're gonna feel something, because not just telling the story, you also want to feel something. Me
Right,
being on
right.
set, I wanted to feel what the character was going through, and I did. And I think you know it's something that people like yourself, and me too, as a critic, look at it and I'm like, wow, that was on a mobile device. Okay, well, maybe it'll help inspire other people that are you know willing and interested to want to experiment with their phones, because you shouldn't knock it until you try it. So
100%. I think it's
yeah.
just excuse me. I think it's just more just having the vision, the idea. I think we all tend to like try to mimic other people that inspire us, and say, oh, we can't do this until I have this. We can't do this until we have this. And then, time progresses and you actually never do anything because you're waiting because you need this and this instead of just try to make something. And once you
Yeah.
make it, you look at it and you be your own critic, where you need to better, where you need.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
What was the talk to me about when you received the call or the moment you won, you got an award for this short film.
So once everything was done, quickly decided, it's time to edit, because if I'm the one, with the device, obviously it's different when you give it to somebody else. But when I'm the one
Right.
shooting it and I already have the vision, I basically have the movie in my head while I'm filming it and how I'm gonna cut it together. Once all that was done, I did submit it into a certain film festivals. I started with 6, and then 6 became the 10. And so far it's been 10 festivals. I haven't submitted the breakup to any other festival as of today. I was just, going on my normal daily routine, going to work, coming home, thinking about what's the next, what you call the project. And I received an email from the first film festival, which was the New Jersey Film Awards. And, it became as an official selection. And I'm like, oh, okay, I've been selected before in festivals. And then the following day it became, now your film is entering the finals to be in competition. And I'm like, okay. And then, by the 3rd or 4th day, I received an email saying, you're an award winner. And I'm like, wow, I wasn't expecting this at all. I'm thinking, the worst. And, because we're our own worst critics sometimes. And
Sure, yeah.
I'm like, no one is going to take this breakup seriously. Like, they'll probably gonna be like, oh God, I've probably seen this so many times, or I've been through this before so many times that, skip. That was a surreal moment for me, because I'm like, wow, like, what was surreal for me wasn't winning the award. It was the realization that a mobile film got that award, because it was shot through iPhone. And then the second award came, and the third and the fourth, and it was all consecutive. And I'm like, wait, what's going on?
Yeah, how many awards did you get? Because I only seen the one you posted.
So okay, so I won three awards, with a fourth being from somewhere else. It was one from India, it was one from Jersey, it was one from Pakistan, and the other one I think is from the UK. So what they do is they give you free certificates. The certifications are free, and then obviously, like, for the trophies, it's a little costly. But if they're gonna offer you, if you can subscribe to getting a trophy, you can. So I'm like, okay, why not? Let me purchase a trophy. I've never had a trophy before. So I've got 2 trophies, one from the New Jersey Film Festival that I submitted, and then the other one is from Tagore International Film Festival. That's from India. Yeah, and
So
I didn't
you,
get the other ones because they're basically manufactured from like the same company.
mm,
So the only thing that they do change is kind of like the logo or
mm,
the laurel. So I'm like, oh, like if it's all manufactured from the same company, for me, I just see that there's no point in getting the same
yeah.
trophy. But
I mean, but like four total, 4 wins out of 10 that you submitted. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's incredible.
Yeah, and it's been nominated so far. Like recently, it's been nominated twice. It's up for awards, but I'm again, I don't know which direction that can go.
Mhm.
I'm not expecting a win. I want the best filmmaker, the best production company to win. But it's been an overwhelming and surreal, experience because again, normally you know, this is surreal, man.
Yeah, yeah. It's incredible because you did everything yourself. Usually you have to work with so many manpowers and
Yeah,
and just like it's amazing the vision you can have
yeah,
if you just backed up,
correct.
right?
Yep, very true.
And
Very,
then because nobody can say, yeah, we did it. It's like you did it. The most, the actor, the screenwriter, but
yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, I'm not someone to really brag. Like I do post, the pictures. It's not really to brag, but it's to really, to show,
mhm.
like I did this. And, if you're interested in doing something similar, like using your mobile phone and you have stories and you want to produce, go ahead and do it. Don't wait. You know, it's nice that they give you a gift.
Mhm.
I didn't expect to get awarded. I just went in because I believed in the story. I wanted to feel something. I wanted to tell the story. And, when festivals or people want to give you gifts, that's their way of saying, like, oh, okay, wow, this is awesome. Thank you. Thank you for this amazing gift, because that's what it is. It's gifts.
Yes. And it was produced by Junito Studios, right?
Yes.
Nice, nice. What would you have you able I can't even talk. Have you were you able to speak with the actor? Like
I
how was it
was.
how was his reaction when you
So
received?
so when we wrapped, I had told him what my ideas were regarding submitting them to film festivals.
Mm-hmm.
He honestly had shared that he doesn't think he was ready for festivals, meaning he's very critical about his work and his performance, and he felt as though he wasn't quite good enough. That's the impression that I had received from him, that it wasn't quite good. And I had, I had shared with him that I'm still going to do it because I believe not only in, the performance and the story, but I do believe that we have an opportunity here to just share our work,
Mm-hmm. Correct.
And so when the awards kept coming and I kept, sharing that information and that news with him, and he was just blown away, like, wow, really? Like, I'm like, yeah, it's not like just one award, it's four, and counting.
And
And it's not like,
he's the main, well, it's a solo. It's a
yes,
solo film, so like he can't deny he did a bad job.
yeah, yes, you can't deny it. I mean, the proof is right there in the pudding. It's right. It's right there to see, to read, to acknowledge. And again, it's if I'm feeling surreal, I can only imagine how he's feeling at this point. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I mean, so what's next? Because you've done comedy, you've
yeah,
done horror,
yeah.
you branched out on your own, you did your own thing, and when despite of the difficulties, right, challenges you had, I think it went really, really well for you.
I believe so. I believe it did, shockingly. And what's next for me? Well, I'm still, the breakup was more of an experimental project to see how well it was received. And I'm honestly going to say it. I think breakups now feel really, really good.
That's
Breakups feel really, really good.
funny.
And I after that I did work on a micro short comedy called Reality TV, which actually gets released tomorrow.
Oh, nice, nice, nice.
Yeah, and I shot that in Lancaster, and then just this past weekend I was in Reading, and we shot a thriller, a short thriller,
Mhm.
Breakfast in Bed.
Yeah, so that when you posted it too
That one
with
gets
what's her name? What's her name? She, she was at the movie with oh my god, I can't remember her name.
Julie's Confession.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes, yes,
Yes, Miss Yaciris Alvarado.
yes.
Yes.
Shout out to her.
Yes, shout out to Yaciris. Yes, I just wrapped production on that film with her. That gets a July 8th release, and now I'm just looking for what's the next project.
Mm.
Yeah, which I believe is going to be a silent film. So
Yeah,
yeah,
produced
yep,
by you or
yeah, produced by me, shot on the iPhone.
how do I wanted to ask you, how do you
Yeah.
when like if somebody has a script, right, and they want you to produce, how does that work? How do they contact you?
So normally, I create the concept and then I collaborate with a writer. Um, and then from there, they write the script and they send it to me. I haven't had yet anyone who has a story want me to produce it.
Mhm.
I'm open to that. I hope, if that's something that they're interested in doing, I'll be open and willing. I just have to, read the script and see if it's something that I would want to produce.
Mhm. Mhm.
Aside from that, that's normally it just works with like if they see the work and they have a story, they would email you,
Mhm.
they will contact you, and then you guys can discuss business.
Got it. Got it. I
Yeah.
mean, straight and forward as it should.
Yeah.
Talk to me about what is reality TV.
So reality TV is an attempt at comedy. Um, and basically it's a story about a son and mother who are watching television and they question their own reality. It's sort of like a paradox,
Comedy.
oxymoron kind of
Mm.
concept where um, reality begs the question: is this reality is just an illusion, or is it not an illusion?
Mm.
Things that we see on TV usually happens to us. Sometimes it happens right away. Sometimes it happens later on.
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
what reality TV is all about.
Oh, that's a really dope concept.
Yeah.
That's a really dope concept. Are we getting a sequel to Fighting with Neighbors,
Oh
or
yes, yes, yes.
is that in the work?
It's been in the works for quite some time, ever since the first film's release. I definitely look forward to revisiting the neighbors. I think we have something there. We've discussed this plenty of times, but yes, there will be a follow up to Fighting with Neighbors. Absolutely.
Nice, nice. And Friday the 16th, right? Saturday the 16th, part 3. Is it
So
coming?
yes,
Nice, nice, nice. All right, I can't wait.
yes, sir.
I can't wait.
There's a lot of stuff coming along. Just one at a time. Because knowing me, I will jump the gun, go into all these different projects, get lost in the sauce, and I'm like, hold on, wait a minute, relax, Zay, one at a time. One per month or maybe two per month. Get them out there, and and keep it going. But yeah, man. Saturday and the neighbors, they'll be back.
Nice. Now Saturday, is part 3 going to be the last of the sequel, or is undetermined yet?
At the moment, it's looking like the final chapter. Only because the direction the story is gonna go. I think it's still gonna be comedy, but it's gonna be taking a little bit different, a little bit more serious than the last
Mm,
two. So I don't know. Who knows? I like to just work on one and see how it's received, and then eventually, if people want to see more, then and if there's more story to tell, which normally there is, yeah, I'd be open to return and do
Yeah.
more.
Have you thought, like, once these projects are done, right? Like shot, whatever, have you ever thought of starting to like film serious stuff like you did with the breakup? Because I think it goes, it gives you another, like, you're so influential at what you do because you're good at horror, you're good at comedy, right? No,
Mhm.
obviously you're good at heartbreak and romance because the awards, right? Have
Right.
have you thought, now that you're able to accomplish this, right? Moving forward, once these projects are done, like, try to actually do, okay, let me put my time in something a little bit more serious to see where that goes.
Yeah. I've always been open to trying new things, to be adaptable in any environment, whether it be filmmaking, whether it be writing, whether it be podcasting, whether it be modeling. I want to say really acting because I rather prefer just being
Mhm.
behind the camera. But if the time was to come for that, yeah, something other than what I'm already accustomed, I'd be open to that. If and when time comes.
Yeah, I feel like with this film you did really has, if you can continue with that route, and given the time, right? Because everything is timing, you really
Yeah,
have something in where it can help you open doors. Not
yeah,
not not but not for yourself, but for others as well.
yeah.
Because, like, you're a director, you know what you're wanting, you're very good at that. The way you shot it, edit it. If it's, I think it's just a lot. It's going to be a lot for you because you have the vision.
Oh, but wait till you see Breakfast in Bed. I
Oh
mean,
man.
you think the breakup is one thing. I mean, it touches on a deeper tone, but when you do see the Breakfast in Bed, I think you're right on when you say, that one particular, like something serious, something that makes people really, really feel for and think and relate to.
Mhm.
I think, yeah, you definitely are right. I find that drama, even though I don't like drama in reality, but
But
then
drama sells.
drama does sells. There's a lot of humanity. There's a lot of humanity in drama, and a lot of good stories that can come out, with drama.
Got it. So
Yeah.
now, breakfast in bed, was that also directed by you?
Yes. So far, yes. In this timeline of mobile filmmaking,
Mhm.
I've only produced three so far. I'm going on my fourth already. So,
So that one
right,
is it's a mobile phone, mobile.
yes, it's a mobile film.
Okay,
Yep,
okay.
it's a mobile film. It's a thriller. Um, but yeah, you will definitely just have to see it for yourself to really perceive it, if you perceive it as a thriller or as more as a drama. It's completely up to perception. But yeah, I think you would really love Breakfast in Bed if
Is
you love the breakup.
is it gonna be are you gonna do a premiere, or is that gonna be
It'll be
the
premiere, yes, but maybe you'll be one of the few that gets to see it a little earlier than everybody else.
damn, definitely, me.
Maybe it might be tonight.
Well, send me a link. Send me a
I
link.
got
We'll cut this short, and I'll go and record it right and watch it right now. Um, I wanted to ask you. All right, so what is it gonna take, right? I had um I had this issue, right?
Yeah.
Back then, and where YouTube suspended me, right?
Wow. Yes.
Suspended
I
me.
remember you were talking about that.
Yeah, they suspended me. Uh, I'm not gonna repeat why, but let's just
Yes.
say a gentleman was explaining his story. Whoever are listening and watching, go to Spotify, check out episode 70 of the DIOTALK podcast, right? And I've been yearning, right, to build a community and where we can join all together. Everybody brings something to the table to create a new platform, whether it's for, I want to say, focus more on, let's say, indie demographic, right? Let's not give it a whole, right? So I guess my question to you, what do you, in your opinion, what do you think it's going to take so we can get there?
It's going to take a lot of restless nights, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, it's going to take a lot of restless nights. It's going to take a lot of brain power, and actually just a level of respect, because there's a lot of ideas. There's a lot of great ideas. And when great ideas meet great ideas, a lot of egos can come out, which not necessarily is a bad thing. But for my thing is, if like, you know, it definitely takes people to build a village. And for me, I think once people are clear with what they can bring to the table and actually share that, then that becomes already sort of like a title for them. So like, for example, you know, if I have strengths in bringing people together from all over, then that's something that I would do. I will be someone who will be branching out, scouting out, you know, people who are interested in wanting to unify and be a part of this movement, right? And then, you know, we start getting to, you know, build the titles and start building that foundation so that everybody has a job and everybody has a responsibility. And then from there, we get to really
set a foundation.
Yeah, set a foundation. Yeah.
Because I've been asked numerous of times, right? And this is off camera, when I'm, you know, I go and visit pop-up shop, I'm always looking, right? I want to speak to people. I want to hear their experience, or just have a simple conversation, right? They always bring one thing. I need to bring people that following, and, you know, either pay them to come on, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm not with that. I want to go and speak to people, hear them out. And as I'm growing, the people I'm bringing on to like the show are growing with me. Right. And if we could just all be on the same page, I think there's something missing. I can't put a finger on it, but there's something missing. And I see you and Philly doing your thing, and like Franklin and all you talented actors and producers over there. I'm here in New Jersey. I have I think Elvis in Atlanta. All these people with talented.
No, Elvis in New York.
New York now?
Yeah, he just moved.
Oh damn! I haven't spoken to him in a while.
Yeah, so he's close to you now.
Yeah. So like it's all these you know, talented people, and I feel like we need to start build something for ourselves. Like I feel like the culture, everybody's divided. It's like, you know, Black Lives Matter over here, Latinx over here, LGBTQ over here, white people over here, you know. I don't want that. That's division. I want to create a platform that I'm not censored. Right? Let's talk about real. Yeah, let's be real, right? Then I want to watch a show where there's be LGBT or Black, everything together.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I want and hopes for.
And and I think what you hope for is realistic. It's doable. It's really going to come down to, you know, again, that the level of interest and respect, and of course funding, because
commitment,
you know, commitment, all that, and people that are really gonna go on with you know, with what it is that we want to accomplish, you know. And I think bringing everybody together from all ethnic backgrounds, from all sexualities, it's not really about that. It's just about common ground.
Yes.
You know, a balance, not division, but inclusion. I think it's a great idea. I think, you know, I'd be open to something like that because I don't think it's been done because everybody's kind of like doing their own thing, which is cool.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just like everything, like, you know, everything's so saturated when it comes to like Netflix or Prime or HBO Max, Hulu, like all these things, but they're not. They're showing everything that's already been established.
yeah,
I want to bring something to the table and it's different. Where you know, fuck, you know, build our own masterclass. You know, like
it can happen.
you know, where people can actually come and see indie field, see what's new, see what's potential.
Yeah.
Right. And, you know, but I think, in my opinion, and when I've had the discussions with other people, is everybody wants something and nobody knows how to just take a step back and go on one common thing. Because essentially, if we all, you know, join forces, we are going to get what we want.
Yeah.
You know,
I believe so. And I think it's a great idea. I think it really takes that people power to really build that foundation. It's like you said, we all have to be all on the same page. We all have to agree. It's okay to disagree, but at the end of the day, you know, we have to all be fighting for a common goal, the purpose. You know, we all are different, and that's what makes us, you know, unique and amazing. It's just really knowing how to put our egos and pride to the side sometimes, and really see the bigger picture, because there is a big picture, and you know, we have to start moving towards something that truly is going to really inspire other people to step it up, to, you know, want to leave a mark in this planet, because that's all that it's going to be left when our time expires. So, I mean, that's 100%. Why I do what I do.
Yeah, 100%. And this is, and that point exactly, this is what I do, because I want to hear people's story, you know, because, you know, I've said this several times throughout the course of this show. You know, people like to, you know, the first thing you go on YouTube, you get an annoying ad. Hey, you want to make $100,000 a year?
Yeah.
And you know, that's their hustle. I respect that. They're setting their course.
Right.
But it doesn't happen that fast.
No.
It doesn't happen that fast. You know, there's numerous things that comes into play. And, you know, I see a lot of people creating new festivals, like, okay, but after that festival, what does that film go to?
Yeah.
You know,
normally it's either, you know, it could get distributed, but it's so far-fetched. It's for me, it's in a sense like communism, in a sense where like you have to know somebody that knows somebody in order to get, you know, in.
Yeah.
You know, you got to have a name attached to your project, so you know you get a lot of viewerships. Me personally, I don't let that, you know, dictate me or validate me, because, you know, I always say, regardless whether my work is perceived as great or trash, you know, I can't control people's perspective, but what I can control is, you know, my perspective on it, my push to never stop, you know, doing what I love to do, because at the end of the day, that's basically when you stop is when you really fail. For me, I can't allow that, you know. So it's just, if we all can come to an agreement of what it is that we want to do, that'd be nice. That'd be an amazing thing that I think we all would be very proud of, aside from what we're doing individually, you know.
Correct.
So yeah, I mean, you have my vote.
That's dope. Because I see, like, I don't get. I've never gotten support in my surroundings.
Okay.
But yeah, I get support in Philly, New York,
Yeah.
Florida, Puerto Rico, LA, right? And vice versa with you in the conversations we've had in the past off camera, right? So like we need, if our surroundings are not working, then we need to go somewhere that it is working.
Agreed. I
And
think, I don't know. Have you ever thought about maybe like probably recruiting some people or maybe all people, those who are interested that you've interviewed so far, in probably having like I don't know, like some type of meeting and kind of like figure what people's minds are.
I've had numerous of times, numerous of times. The problem is that nobody wants to work. Nobody wants to work.
Mm,
People think that when you start building something,
yeah.
that it's gonna substantially uh, bring income or fame or credibility or some sort. And then you have people like somebody I know that I'm not going to mention, although I would like to mention his fucking name, that have a lot of ifs and buts, and you can't. And then when you corner him and you ask him, all right, so tell me, how can you? And they stay in shock and they don't know what to say. So you can't give me a solution, but all you could give me is problems. So discard it.
I would say that anything in this planet worth having and worth fighting for is possible. And it all starts with us. It's always been us who are in control, who, we can go out and we can get it if we want it. Most people don't
Facts.
get it because
Facts.
they don't want it,
Facts.
and we need to sometimes take away those blind eyes off and really assess the situation. Some people grow up, you know, always hearing you're not good enough, or you're never going to be this. So some people have trauma, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and
100%.
until you detox that mentality and throw that out the way, then it's always going to be that. You're always going to live with doubt. You're always going to live with ifs and ends and when. And I don't know who it is, but I hope that one day the individual or individuals really take a step back and really look at the real world. And even though the real world comes with hardship, that's what makes it worth it, because anything that's worth having doesn't come for free. It's good to work. It's good to be like, man, like I did that. I put, time and energy and investment and all that,
Yeah.
into what you truly want. People will be like, yeah, I want to see, we should have a better future. That's great. But what are you putting into that to create a better future you want to see? Don't wait till the next person gives it to you. What if that person never shows up? Or what if that moment never create it yourself?
Exactly correct. I absolutely 100%. And that's what we need more. That's what we need more of, you know.
We do.
And there's so much potential that's lacking, right? Because they have, I gotta say, I used to give a lot of shit to the Kardashians, right? And I used to give a lot of shit to the Kardashians, right? Because everybody wanted to be a Kardashian. Nobody wanted to be themselves.
Yeah.
Right. But then my wife got me watching their fucking show. And then, Kim came with that statement, get your ass up and go to work. And everything clicks, like, these women bust their ass, whether it's fake or real. Whatever they do, they bust their tails.
Yeah.
And everybody just wants to be like them, but nobody wants to work like them.
Yep. That's
And
true.
and that's when they gain my respect, right? Because people don't want to work for it, and if I'm willing to give you an opportunity, and you're expecting compensation or some sort, but you don't have no type of experience, how can you progress?
Yeah, that's very true. And for me, like money for me, it comes and goes. It doesn't make me, it doesn't even break me, honestly. If I'm poor, I'm financially I'm poor, but up here I'm rich. There's a difference. So I agree. It's the simple fact that people need to get out of that perspective, out of that mentality, and really, really think about what future it is you wanna see.
Or build for yourself. I mean,
absolutely.
You're a great example. You took a fucking phone and you did it yourself, literally.
I literally did. And even though I did have some doubt, I'm gonna be honest, I did have some doubt. I'm like, you know what? Screw this.
But you did it.
It's now or never. I'm gonna do the damn do. And one thing led to another, and now I'm on my 4th mobile project, and whether it's a hit or miss, it's something that I can say I'm proud of. It's something that makes me feel good. I can sit there and say, people probably are going to see it. People are going to love it. People are going to hate it. People are going to see me on set. People are going to question, might be interested, might be curious, might be not. But it's something that I love to do. It's something that I think, again, I'm not waiting. I shouldn't wait on anyone. And no one, I don't expect anyone to wait, on me. If you have a story, tell it. If you want to produce it, tell it. If you have an idea, do it. Just do it, because you never know who's watching.
Boom. Before we go, Zay, I want to ask you, did you cry when The Undertaker retired?
I'm going to be completely honest with you, Leo. I teared. It was like my whole childhood had came to an end that moment. And I know for some people will be like,
I feel that.
That's a man, that's just a man playing a gimmick. People need to understand that I grew up with The Undertaker, and not just growing up with The Undertaker, but his gimmick is one of the very best, in my opinion, ever in the sports entertainment business. And it's
never be duplicated.
It can never be duplicated. But hear me out. It's like at that very moment, I felt like all the Nightmare on Elm Streets, all the Halloweens, all the horror movies, all the horror legends that we have grown up with retired that day. It was like that was the end. You'll never see any more Undertaker. You'll never see any more Michael Myers. You'll never see any more Jasons. That's how I felt. It felt like, wow, I grew up with this
particular when you first start.
Yes.
To the end.
To the very end. And it's like his speech was one of the most inspirational speeches that any professional wrestler in that business could have said. It wasn't about him. It was about, going out there and working your ass off and sacrificing and not really knowing whether or not, you're going to be able to set food on the table, but do what you love to do, do stuff because you should be you should be doing it. And I'm like, whenever I need reassurance, I do listen to that speech, because that speech was just spot on. But yes, to your question, I did tear. Wrestling will never be the same again. The Undertaker is one of a kind. That's why perhaps maybe he's always been one of my favorites, because he's just real.
Mm-hmm.
The gimmick obviously was the gimmick, but the man, the legend himself.
He flattered. He made the gimmick, didn't make him. He made the gimmick.
Yes.
And that's what a true, sports entertainer, wrestler, whatever you want to call it. That's why they become Hall of Famers.
Yep.
Is them who not embrace, but brings to life the gimmick.
Yeah. Basically, and if he can do it for so long, it makes me think like, okay, I'm doing this with film. The moment that I stop, it's like, okay, no, I can't. The moment that I eventually end up stopping is because my body can't physically do it anymore. then that's
But
understandable.
look at what's his name? Clint
Clint Eastwood, yeah.
Eastwood. He's going. He's out there.
Even what's his face?
He's out there.
Uh, Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford. Yeah, he's up there too.
You know, Harrison Ford, Clint Eastwood. You know, these are legends. They're still doing what they love to do until it is their time.
Mhm.
And you know, that's how you become more than, you know, than just another human being on this planet, you know.
Just keep doing what you love. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. You know, sometimes you need a break to step back. Hey, that's okay. Just keep doing it. A lot of people just don't follow through. Right? Don't follow through.
Nope.
Just
Can't
keep
have that.
yeah, keep doing it. Keep doing it. And if you know if it's too much, think of it as a hobby and just keep doing it.
Yeah.
You know, sooner or later it's gonna click. It's gonna click. And you'll
Eventually,
see. Yeah.
hopefully.
Do you watch AEW?
Once in a while. I mean, I've seen highlights. Looks like, you know, they're doing great. They're putting out some great matches and some great content. I haven't actually sat down and watched a show, but I do see the highlights. I do see, you know, like once in a while, like CM Punk and Jericho and, you know,
I don't
Sammy.
watch it. I've never besides the highlights I get on Instagram that just
Yeah.
pop up.
Same.
I just everything I feel like right now, everything they complain about WWE, it's happening to them right now in AEW.
Hey, it's the world of professional wrestling. I mean, you know, what
I'm
goes
gonna,
around.
I'm gonna get somebody who's like knows about kayfabe and all that, not
Yeah.
To talk about it because I've been dying to talk to somebody about it.
Yeah, there's wrestlers out there, you know, that work in that independent scene.
Heated conversations.
Yeah. You can get some backlash, but I mean, hey, it's good. It's good. It's good to dive in and see what information you can get out.
You know what makes me sad? That we never got to see like a horror movie of Undertaker. We got one of Kane, which it wasn't bad.
Right. I think
that would have been dope.
That would have been dope. I mean, it still could be dope. You know, he could get something. You know, if he's just the universe. The universe needs to work with us and give us that dream movie. If we couldn't get any dream matches, you know, with Taker at, you know, towards the end of his career, then, you know, at least give us some type of horror movie, you know, and put Taker at the forefront. I think it would have been real. I think it would be good.
I think it would be great.
Yeah.
Kane Sino is a Sino Evil. Did really well. It was a very good movie. I think Taker would have been dope.
Yeah, I think so too.
But anyway, Zay, tell the people they can find you before we go.
All right, guys. You guys can find me on social media. I'm on Instagram at the official Zay Rod on Instagram, and on Facebook you can look me up by my first and last name, Zay, Zay Rodriguez.
Boom. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me, brother.
Have a good night, guys. I'm out. Boom.